Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation.
Alrighty then. Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Shad and The Resman. I'm your host Shad.
And I'm the Resman.
And we are joined by our fellow connoisseur of films, so to speak, Benji, aka Awsomebenboy. You can also find him on Feature Freaks. He should be uploading his first ever episode on that channel. So, of course, we will include links in the description below for the YouTube channel, and I think we can also do it on Spotify. If not on Spotify, be sure to check us out on YouTube, and if you haven't checked us out on Spotify, check us out on Spotify. But, so, there's a reason we started with that video. That is a video for my audio people on Spotify. That video is one of the infamous viral videos of the chicken jockey scene from the latest Minecraft movie. That, unfortunately, is an instance where not only were they throwing popcorn, not only were they cheering, not only were they throwing their drinks, they also managed to somehow bring a live chicken into the theater. How? Only God knows. I don't know how the hell they managed that, but it's safe to say that they got kicked out. So that got us thinking. Not only has Dalton and I already seen the Minecraft movie, and we've also posted a review that actually should be, as of this recording, this should be the latest uploaded video right now. This will be coming out about 2 weeks after that. So, that being said, we're going to talk about theater etiquette, hence the reason our movie connoisseur over here is brought in, and he's also a theater advocate as well. So, Benji, do you want to introduce yourself a little bit? Kind of talk about your personal stuff or anything along those lines?
Yeah. Said everything. Started a new channel, Feature Freaks. Everything movie related, from movie reaction, movie reviews, anything movie related, really. Other than
You
that,
may or may not catch me on there every now and then.
oh yeah, you totally catch him on there every now and then.
Yeah.
But all three of us, I'm just gonna do it. All three of us just
Yeah.
finished a short film. Short film is completely done.
Yeah.
We're about to upload it on my channel, Middle Mind Movies. So stay tuned.
That
So
will
to
be
see
sure
when
to
I
link
finally
that in the
upload it.
description as well.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
So, all three of us, you will unfortunately not see Resman down here. You will only hear his glorious and magnificent and totally not stroking his ego voice.
I do like to stroke my ego. You know,
You do.
It's
yeah,
as big
amongst
as
other
my
things.
inner
we're not
parts,
gonna
of
we're
course.
gonna go with that. Yeah, it's as big as his heart.
That's what I meant, of course.
And not
That's-
other organs.
That's what I meant.
Bye.
Point being,
Totally not a euphemism.
no,
Not at all.
No, none whatsoever. Whatever would make you think that. Point being,
There it took-
so
okay.
we're gonna go ahead and go back into theater etiquette. So just kind of going from that. I mean, like, I think that there is such a thing as, I think we all agree that you can cheer, you can shout, holler, and all that in the movie theater, but the moment that you start throwing stuff, the moment that you start being incredibly disruptive to anybody's experience, that's where you start to lose the plot a little bit, as they would say. So that's part of the problem, I would argue, with the Minecraft movie. I get it's a meme to throw the popcorn. I don't know why the hell that's a trend, but you know, it's stupid and it's ruining the movie theater going experience, and it's also confusing a lot of these movie theater CEOs, because there's some of them that are saying like, "Oh, what could get you back into the theater?" It's like, well, if you let me smoke a joint in the lobby. Like, that was an actual question, by the way. Cinemark was heavily considering it. You know, there's a bunch of other local theater chains.
What theater was that?
It was a Cinemark.
Where was that at?
It was
I
in
know,
New
but
York.
where?
It was in New York. There was a
oh.
dude that was literally smoking a blunt outside the movie theater, and they went up to him. They're like, "Hey, what would help you go into the movies more often?" He's like, "I don't know. Let me smoke a joint in the lobby."
Well, there's a problem. It's in New York.
Yeah.
It's
Right
a
there.
Cinemark in New York. That's the problem.
Yeah, that is part of the problem. AMC all the way, baby.
See all
Yeah.
the way.
Yeah.
AMC is really good. I like AMC.
I
but
also like AMC. We're
Oh, yeah.
biased.
Oh yeah.
you know what's funny is that when Christian and I went to see Minecraft, there wasn't any of that. We didn't deal with
none of
anything.
It was
nothing
opening
like that.
weekend
No,
too. That was what's crazy about it.
yeah.
Yeah,
And so
okay.
I think this happened near. I think based off what I heard, it was near colleges. It was near
There's near a lot
schools
of
where that happened,
schools and stuff like
That
that.
explains it all.
Yeah,
or universities and
explains
schools.
it,
Yeah.
yeah.
but granted, we were at a mall, so I don't know why we didn't get any. Granted, we also saw it at like what 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I heard a lot
On
of
a
these-
Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, on a
too.
Sunday, I heard a lot of these were happening in the like later times, like 5 p.m. later. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
Explains it.
So I think that's what was going on. But it's gotten so bad that theater chains are actually they have a sheet where it's like, okay, this is about the approximate time that the chicken jockey scene is going to happen. So they're letting employees know, so they can either pause the movie and say, hey, for the love of God, the chicken jockey scene is about to happen. If you motherfuckers don't stop, that
We're gonna kill you.
Yeah, exactly.
That should be a threat. We're gonna kill you if you don't. If you start this, this is a declaration of war. Okay.
Sure, we'll go that far. Yeah. So I mean,
They wouldn't ever do that, but
No, and I
No.
mean, here's the thing. Like,
Yeah.
would I rather take this over somebody being on their phone? I'd rather prefer none of it, but I'd take someone being on their phone quietly
Oh, for sure.
than this. Yeah, because
Yeah.
I don't want to go into a theater and get drenched with soda and somebody else's spit, and then also a shitload of buttery popcorn. Like,
Plus,
don't
you
get me
also
wrong, I like
gotta-
buttery popcorn as much as the next person, but Jesus.
Oh, for sure, yeah. But the last thing I want is to go home with popcorn in my hair. Plus, you also
Exactly.
you just gotta remember that, yeah, like the kids who played Minecraft when it first opened, much like myself, I remember playing it on 360 when it first came out on 360, and yeah, it was awesome. But so with that being said, kids are also going to come watch this movie. So it's a bunch of grown ass adults just being
Or
idiots.
young adults being idiots.
Young-
Yeah.
Exactly.
yeah, and ruining it
it's
for
young
other
adults being
children.
idiots.
I mean,
that-
young
that's
adults
my
or
gripe.
younger. Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with that. It's ruining it for families, and this is ultimately a family movie.
Exactly.
Like, I will say, at least the Minions Rise of Gru trend, at least that was just dressing up, showing up in a suit.
That was wholesome.
But
that was
even-
fun.
yeah.
But what's funny about that is even then they ruined it because they were throwing bananas at the screen.
Oh my.
Well, I think an even more wholesome take than the Minions movie would be Barbie, when women would
Barbenheimer,
dress up
yeah.
in like women would
I
dress
agree.
up in their like Barbie outfits, and like that was really wholesome.
Couples would
It
do
was like
Barbie and Ken,
Yeah.
and then or like the woman would be Barbie, the husband would dress up as Oppenheimer, and then they go do a double feature. Yeah, that one was
Yeah.
perfectly fine. I actually really liked that trend. I think that also kind of helped save the movie theaters a little bit for a
Yeah.
little while.
very
Hey,
wholesome. I just
even
could,
as
I could. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say that even as a moviegoer myself, I do that sometimes because remember when me and Christian went to go see Renfield, I was all Dracula out. I had my Dracula and NECA figure in my pocket. I had a Dracula shirt,
Yeah.
patch with vest,
I remember
vest
that,
with patches. Yeah, so I kind of do the
Yeah.
same thing, but I'm not going around biting people in the neck during watching
Yeah.
Renfield.
Perfect example is for both Infinity War and Endgame. I actually went dressed as Star-Lord.
There we go.
But I was actually taking pictures outside with people because there's some people that wanted to take pictures. That was always fun. Hell, I did it for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 as well. So
See,
that was a lot
yeah.
of fun. I really enjoyed doing that. That was
so-
that's something I like doing. But I'm not gonna go around saying, legendary. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna start
Yeah.
beating up people and shooting at them. Like I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah, because
I don't even-
I'm sure there's a fine line of being a fan, watching a franchise with other fans and enjoying the company with other fans, much like you, versus people just doing it just out of spite. Because I
Exactly,
don't
yeah.
believe they're trying to be funny or trying to do a meme. I genuinely think that these people just have no redeeming
They're
quality
doing it because
in public.
it's clout chasing. That's exactly what
Clout
it is.
chasing.
It's
exactly
a clout
what
chasing.
it is, yes.
Yeah, so it's not even to just be part of the. I mean, it is to be part of that. It's to get attention and everything. So yeah, I mean, it's just disrespectful. That's ultimately what it is.
Totally.
You're gonna hear 3 grown ass men in their mid to early 20s or early to mid 20s talking about this shit. That's exactly what this episode is. It's more or less us bitching and moaning about it. But Dalton, I believe you were trying to say something as well.
Oh no, I mean, I was going to say that I wouldn't even think that they would allow live ammunition in the theaters. So
Yeah. I meant
mean-
like with a blaster, because obviously, yeah.
I mean,
get
here's the
joke.
thing.
I appreciate the joke.
I mean, here's the thing: is that I've never gone dressed up as anybody when I go to the theaters, especially Pardon me, especially if it's a movie that I like. I just go and I just watch for the fun of it. So I guess that's not really something I can relate to, but not everyone there is dressed up. You just have people screwing around doing stuff that they really shouldn't be doing, disturbing really the peace.
Another example, whenever he's saying he's like dressed up, like he's got Dracula like t-shirt on, that kind
I
of
got memorabilia.
I kind of did the
okay.
same thing with I did that with Godzilla X Kong. I actually wore my Godzilla shirt. Same thing whenever Godzilla versus Kong came out, I wore my Godzilla shirt. And so like I did a lot of that. And I've done that before too. Like if they ever make a Dragon Ball movie or like an anime movie that's coming out, I'm gonna wear this, or I'm gonna wear my Dragon Ball Z shirt. That kind of thing.
Yeah,
so,
fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah, it's that deal. And I think Benji, you did something similar with Nosferatu, which I think all three of us saw.
Yeah,
was it all three of us that went and saw Nosferatu?
I don't think so.
Because I know it was you and your brother.
And
then Dalton.
No, I think
Nosferatu.
I don't think.
I don't think I came with you guys.
Yeah, no. Okay.
Yeah, it was at Clear Fork. So I don't know. I seem to remember bringing somebody else though. There was 4 of us.
I don't think so.
For Nosferatu. Or
No, I
am
think it
I
was just the
confusing
3
it with
of us.
Alien Romulus?
It might have been Romulus.
I know he went and saw Alien Romulus with us. Yeah,
that was it. Yeah.
I remember that.
But yeah, for Nosferatu, I did wear my Nosferatu T-shirt.
Yeah, exactly. And I actually have a Nosferatu for the movie T-shirt.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
a signature on the front, and then it's a sigil on the back. I just didn't think about wearing it. I just slapped on another shirt. That's all it really was. But yeah, and I mean another thing, like if I'm gonna just sit here and bitch and moan, I can't stand those people that literally like they can't even pay attention to a movie for 2 hours to hour and a half to 2 hours. They flip out their phone like 30 minutes in. I'm like, dude, come on. Or like I'm victim of this too. Like I fall victim to this as well. I tend to talk sometimes during the movie, but I try to keep it as quiet as possible. I try to talk like this. Both of you can actually you can fucking vouch for me on that. Like, I try to keep it quiet. Hell, Dalton, I've actually silenced you a couple of times because I'm like, keep it down. If you're gonna talk to me, just go fucking quiet.
Yeah. But I'm not screaming at the top of my lungs going,
Chicken Jockey!
Chicken Jockey!
Yeah. Well, you see, and that's the thing. If you're just gonna sit there and cheer, and you're gonna like there was some actual wholesome screenings where it's like they love crushing loaf, and everybody's like, yeah. Like for every like flint and steel, yeah, like people are quoting that. I'm okay with. That's actually a lot of fun. Like I'm okay with something like that.
Yeah, totally.
But it's whenever someone going chicken jockey and everybody starts throwing. When you start
Throwing
throwing
popcorn.
shit, that's where you know you're on the wrong.
Right.
Yeah.
That's where you know you're on the wrong. So
Because-
I agree with that. And
I just think it's funny, just the fact that it happened,
it's
just
the
just
most
they just went
random line
crazy
to do it too. Like that's where I'm confused.
I mean,
I'm like, it's chicken
here's-
jockey.
I mean, but
know?
here's the thing: was the chicken jockey always around in the game, or was it a part of an update, or was it part of this sort of?
It was one of the earlier rounds of updates. I think it's super rare to see one, but it does happen.
I do remember
it's
seeing
kinda
a couple
like-
times playing it.
I mean, imagine if they showed heroin. Is that the right word or
Herobrine.
Herobrine? Oh my god!
Yeah, heroin is a drug, sir.
Okay,
they
I got it.
technically
It
did
just
show Herobrine. Benji, you've seen it, right?
I have not seen it yet.
Okay, so
Well,
this is a slight spoiler.
yeah.
It's more of a visual reference than anything. So there's a point where the kid character is interacting with the Enderman, and the way that they show the Enderman is like it's all of his deepest fears. So a lot of people are saying like, "Oh, you're worthless. You're not creative. You shouldn't do anything." Like that kind of thing. And whenever whenever it's other characters, they have purple eyes. When it's Steve, he has white glowing eyes. So that was a reference to.
I guess
Herobrine.
to Herobrine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was kind of a reference to it. Now I will say this, like I've already talked about it with there was moments that I genuinely did chuckle or I laughed and I was like, oh my god, this is so fucking stupid. Would I recommend it highly? No. It's a movie.
we've talked about
if
this
you like
before.
Minecraft, if you like Minecraft, go ahead and check it out. Obviously, I mean,
I
don't be
just
an
haven't
ass. Don't.
Because I just haven't seen it yet. Because it's not at all
Yeah.
Because me and my brother, we both played Minecraft when it came out, and we both agree like that's not the Steve. We love Jack Black. Don't get me wrong, but it's not the Steve. We were expecting
Jack Black would have
the
been
Chad
funnier
kind of
as a villager and Jason
Yes.
Momoa would have been better as Steve.
We thought
Jack Black
Jason
as a
was gonna
villager
be,
would have been
was gonna
funny.
be him.
Yes,
We thought he was
you
gonna
gotta remember,
be
this
Steve.
movie was in production forever. Like, this movie's been in production for 10 plus years. So originally Steve Carell was going to be a part of it too.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, they were going to do something similar where it's similar to Tron, where they get teleported into the video game, but it was actually going to be a video game. Now, I've heard plenty of people also say that this should have been animated. I wholeheartedly agree. I think it should have been. You could have still done the realistic CGI, but you could have animated the whole thing.
Totally.
I feel like a sequel that would have Steve Carell would definitely an animated
Carell as a villager
sequel that
would be hilarious. There's a lot of comedic actors I could see playing villagers really, really well. Like Matt Berry shows up in this one, which was really funny. Yeah.
So there definitely needs to be a sequel with Steve Carell in it.
Well, they kind of
saying.
set up a sequel, and I guarantee you this movie's getting a sequel because this movie's on the fast track to get $1 billion. They did set up a sequel. Turns out there was an end credit scene. Dalton, I didn't know that. They set up Alex.
Did see. Yep, I saw that on
they
YouTube.
set up Alex. Yeah, so oh well, but
It's okay.
Yeah,
We can't all be successful.
Yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, I mean, Benji, your thoughts on where theater etiquette has kind of gone? I think it's just gone downhill. I think people just don't give a shit anymore.
Yeah,
Me personally,
because I wrote a paper on it. Like, what's better to watch, either streaming at home or going to movie theaters is better. And honestly, I've always backed movie theaters just because that's a whole different experience. Because at home you got that little TV, no coziness with the couches or the movie theater seats.
Well, I mean, you could also spend money to setting up a home theater setup, and I've seen some pretty nice ones actually.
I mean,
Yeah,
I got
it's
myself a
just
home
expensive.
theater as well.
It
is expensive.
I have
for
a
sure.
home theater as well, where the seats lounge back. I think you've been in the home
I've
theater,
been in there.
Christian.
Yeah, that's where we set up your PC.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
Good
so-
times.
Yeah, good times. But yeah, I mean, like you can do that, but like nothing compares to a movie theater. Nothing
It
compares
doesn't
to having
compare
a
to
crowd.
movie theater.
Yeah, and that's where I'm a huge advocate of it as well. Now, do I think that every movie needs to be seen in theaters? No, there's
No.
plenty of them that I'd be like, no, just wait till it comes out on streaming. I even recommended that for Minecraft. Is like, look, if you don't want to go out of your way to go to the theater, just wait a few weeks. It's going to be on streaming anyways. So, especially now, like now it doesn't take more than 2 or 3 weeks for it to be on streaming.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it only takes about a month, maybe a month and a half for it to come out on DVD or Blu-ray or whatever. Which I'm actually very excited. So next month, the Looney Tunes The Day the Earth Blew Up comes out, and I already pre-ordered it. That's a good movie. If you can go find a screening for that, I highly recommend it. It's a 2D animated Looney Tunes movie. You don't really see 2D animated anymore. So, hand-drawn at least. Plus, it's Looney Tunes.
Looney Tunes is a classic.
Oh, yeah. So, it is very well done. It's a very well done movie. I'm very happy that Ketchup Entertainment bought the Coyote versus Acme movie.
Yeah.
That was supposed to be shelved by Warner Brothers. It's a live action animated hybrid, but it's Wile E. Coyote suing the Acme Corporation for malpractice because all their products are faulty with him. It has John Cena and Will Forte.
I gotta see that. That's funny.
It sounds hilarious.
The
I'm
concept
so
sounds hilarious, honestly.
Yeah, it sounds really, really funny. I could see a lot of potential with it.
So I guess a leading question would be, where did all this begin? Like, where did the whole throwing away all the theater etiquette and just being like, screw the etiquette, we're just going to do what we want to do?
Shocker of all shocks, pandemic. That's my opinion. I think because it was already kind of getting that way, but I think the pandemic just fucking barrel rolled it because everybody got so used to watching stuff at home where you could be on your phone, and so now people just don't care. They're like, oh well, yeah, I guess I can go to the theater. It's a dark room. There's decent connection. Fuck it, you know. And yeah. And I noticed it's a big thing with younger people. I notice a lot of the older people or people that actually grew up with, being taught theater etiquette. They're taught, like, they usually turn off their phone. Like every now and then I'll check my watch because my watch will go off, but I always like try to cover it. That way I'm like, okay, I can see what's going on, but I'm not like distracting the person behind me. That kind of thing. Or if I do pull out my phone, I turn the brightness all the way down, and I also try to hold it like towards my gut. That way I can just like kind of barely see it, but the light's not gonna reflect behind me.
Yeah.
So, and I also only do it for a few minutes. And that's tops, honestly. I maybe do it for a few seconds and I shut it off. So
I remember going to see it was the movie FNAF, Five Nights at Freddy's, and I went with I went with my younger brother, and I remember he turned on the phone, and that irritated the hell out of me. He's like, "I've already seen this." I'm like, "Bro, dude, I mean, we're watching this together, man."
Yeah,
exactly.
If you've already seen it, that makes no fucking sense. Like in my opinion, like, okay, well, if you've already seen it, then why'd you go again? And if that's the case, then don't be on your fucking phone.
Yeah.
Seriously, like, are you telling me you're that addicted to your phone you can't be off of it for a couple hours? Shit, anytime I'm recording, I'm not on my phone. Or, anytime I'm in the theater, I'm hardly ever on my phone, if anything. If at all. So, that's a big no-no for me. Even if you sit in the back, that's still annoying.
Still,
I'll tell you one thing. Like, best one of the better experiences that I had, it still irritated me. I went and saw Avatar: The Way of Water with a buddy of mine, and we drove all the way up to Grapevine to go see it in IMAX. There were he and I were sitting together, right? And apparently this girl, she's like, "Oh, hey, I couldn't get a seat next to my friend. Can you please switch seats with me?" Like there was a seat next to my buddy that was empty, and I'm like, I mean, you should have just gotten better seats. I'm sorry. And she goes, "Yeah, but it's my friend. I can't really leave her alone." I'm like, she's gonna be right there. But anyways, I was like, fuck it, fine, whatever, swap over. And then lo and behold, she's sitting next to me, and I swear to God, not maybe an hour in, brightness hits the side of my eye.
The audacity.
I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I slowly turned. I stopped watching the movie because I'm like, I just stared at her until she put her phone away. And then luckily she was only on it for like a minute, but still, I'm like, a
minute's a long time. A minute's a long time still. Especially if you can miss a lot in a minute. You can miss a lot in a minute,
It's not like we're... And here's the crazy part. It's not like we're in the back of the fucking movie theater. We're damn near towards the screen. Like, because we were only able to get, like, third row seats. That's it. That was the furthest back we could get. So it's like, the whole theater's going to see this shit. Are you fucking high? Another good example. Now, granted, it was a smaller theater at the AMC Grapevine, but my fiance and I, we went to go see Lisa Frankenstein. And there was, I want to say they were high schoolers. They were sitting behind us. I will say, at least as far as I gathered, they were never on their phone. But for like a good chunk of the first act, they were like constantly fucking talking. So like it would go, like the girls could actually whisper. I'm like, okay, that I'm okay with, because like the movie's eventually gonna take over, because I can focus on that. But the guy did not know how to fucking whisper. He's like, I'm like, motherfucker, I can hear the bravado in your voice. I know your balls haven't dropped that fucking far. Jesus Christ, dude, shut up or learn how to whisper. And yeah,
oh god, because that'll
talk all the way through the trailers, and then like a good chunk of the first half of the movie. I'm like, fuck off.
My brother and I, we went to go see 1917 in theaters. And we were both really hyped for it because I was still in film school.
It's a good movie.
Everyone was all like, oh, it's like this movie was like all filmed like it was in one shot. And as a filmmaker, I'm like, oh, this would be really interesting. My brother, he loves war movies, so we were really hyped for it. So we got like nice middle row seats. We weren't in the very middle, but we got middle row. And I'm like, all right, these are decent seats. Soon as the movie starts, these two douchebags right next to us just literally go, oh, like, also, like, never knew how to whisper in their lives. They're like, oh, oh my god, can you tell about them? Me and him were just like,
dude, shut the fuck up.
And I'm not a guy who likes confrontation, so I'm like, I go to the bathroom because I'm like, I need a break from these two voices. And sure enough, there were empty seats in the back row. I'm like, let's just move to the back. He's like, yep, let's move. So we just moved to the back
Yeah.
row and it's quiet back here.
Yeah,
Nice.
I've had to do that a couple times.
We also had that experience as well where we went to, what was it? I think one of the Scream movies. It was one of the
Scream 7. Did they start talking? I don't remember. I didn't remember having a bad experience with Scream 7.
which was the first new Scream? Scream
5.
like the new one
called
that
Scream.
Scream 5 was the
Oh,
newest
sorry,
one from
Scream
of our-
6. My bad. Scream
Scream
6 was
6?
the one. But Scream 6 was the one that you and I saw. I saw Scream 5 by myself.
Okay, so which ones are the new ones with Jenna Ortega?
5 and 6. We
5
went
and 6,
saw
okay.
6. I saw 5
Okay,
by myself.
yes. Yeah, I went to
Yeah.
go see 5 with my brother, but when we went to go see Scream 6,
6.
I remember we were so pretty far in the back row, but we can still
Yeah, we were
hear
like mid
this.
back. Yeah.
Yeah, we can still hear this one guy just like, no, don't go in there, don't go in there. Hey, yo, watch out, turn
He
around.
eventually
boy."
did shut the fuck up, though. I will say that. He
yes.
did. Yeah,
I think
he
he-
eventually did.
I think he heard you because you said it out loud.
Oh,
too,
yeah,
like,
I
dude.
said, I'm like, dude, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
what I'm pretty sure that he heard you, and he was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, yeah. No, and you know what's even crazier is I had another similar experience that, because I think I remember, yeah, I do remember that, because I told you about this experience, so I went with a buddy of mine, a former buddy of mine, he was actually a former coworker, but I consider him a buddy. He invited me to go see Halloween Kills in theaters, and I was like, oh, fuck yeah, let's go. And so he's like, I've already seen this, so I already know what happens, but he's like, I still want to go see it in theaters because it was like Discount Tuesday or whatever. So we went and saw it, and I kid you not, there was like these fucking middle schoolers, and like, because I didn't know they were middle schoolers, but like I could tell because like the voices were slightly high pitched. And there's these kids, they wouldn't shut the fuck up. Like they were doing something similar, like, oh shit, don't go in. And I was like, oh man, you a dumbass. And I literally, like, I got to the point where we're, like, towards the climax. I didn't realize it, but we were towards it. I literally go, can y'all not shut the fuck up? Like, seriously. And my buddy's like, shh, dude. I'm like, no, I'm about to beat a fucking kid's ass. Let's do this shit. Like, I was pissed. I was like, the entire fucking movie, they were talking. It was some of the worst shit I've ever seen. And, you know, like, here's the thing. If you're below the age of 5, I give you a pass. Or if it's a kid's movie, I somewhat give you a pass. If I hear like, hey, like, okay, I give that a pass, right? You know, I give that. I'm like, okay, I get it. You're 5. I probably couldn't shut the fuck up or sit down in a movie theater either.
Yeah.
Whatever. The moment you hit past like 6 or 7, or you have your parents there, that's where I have a problem. You know, like
You should be
I went and
old enough
saw the
to-
Super Mario Brothers movie. Yeah, I went and saw the Super Mario Brothers movie with my fiance, and so we went and saw that there was these 2 kids sitting in front of us and their parents. And what's funny is they would always wait for like the most quiet opportunity to just talk. And I'm like, so I literally I didn't say anything. I just started throwing popcorn kernels at them. And they're like, the fuck? And they told their mom, like their mom was gonna do some shit. And she's like, are you throwing popcorn at my kids? I'm like, they won't shut up.
You guys
And she
talking
goes-
during the movie?
And no, she didn't even ask him. She just goes, and she's like, you don't shut the fuck up. She literally got on her kids. I was like, that's good ass fucking parenting right there. Fuck yeah.
Sorry,
respect that.
Mom. Sorry, Mom.
Keep
I
doing
didn't mean to go that far, but good mom. That's a good mom.
Yeah,
So-
yeah, that's
I didn't
a
mean
good
to do
mom
that
right
to
there.
kids. Yeah, I didn't mean to do that
I
to
was
kids, Mom, but good
terrified
on you.
that the dad was gonna get up and like starting to beat my ass. And then they got up. They didn't say a fucking word to me. They just walked out. I was like, all right, it's a good
All right.
fucking mom right
Nice.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Respect.
Nice,
Black
nice.
moms.
Total
Fuck
respect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still respect the hell out of black moms. Yeah. Like, hell yeah.
Nice.
Because I know if it was a white mom, be like, were you talking during the movie? No. Well, see, my kids say they weren't talking. They'd be like, if you don't shut your white ass up, I swear to God.
Listen,
like, seriously.
You know, black women are to be feared, and black
They
moms
are.
especially.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Never
Old-
especially-
old school.
Especially a black thick mom. Oh, you don't want this.
Yeah,
piss
the
them
big
off.
moms. The big mamas.
Oh my god.
Ooh. Never.
I'm
never,
scared
never.
of those.
Yeah, they
goodness.
terrify me.
Benji.
Yeah,
the hand signals.
yeah, no, that's the point where it's like, I know for a fact your black ass was not talking during the goddamn movie.
Exactly.
Felicia, you get out of here.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh man. And what's
It's out of
funny is
respect.
it's not like I was hitting her kid. Oh yeah, it's completely out of respect. A little bit out of the hilarity of it too, though, because it's a little funny. But yeah, it's what's crazy is it's not like I was hurting her kids. I was annoying the shit out of them. I'm like, you're annoying the shit out of me. I'm annoying the shit out of you. Just
yeah.
It's a popcorn kernel. It's not gonna hurt the kid. If I swear to God, if I hear a comment saying that's child abuse, I'll be like, no, the fuck, it's not. Now, if it was my shoe, that's a different story. I'm not gonna throw my shoe at a kid, like, because I gave him plenty of opportunities. I went, shh, shush, and they just look at me and go back to doing whatever the fuck they're doing. I'm like, the fuck. Like, I'm trying to be nice here. I'm trying to like fucking give you an opportunity. Yeah. And then it was eventually, if they had kept going, if they had not said anything to their mom, I was eventually going to be like, hey, ma'am, can you please tell your kids to shut up, for the love of God?
Seriously.
Like they've been talking throughout the whole movie. So I'm trying to enjoy this.
I kind of got back at people who were talking during the movie. It was when we went to go see Saw X. And
were there people talking during that?
There were. It was right.
Because I mean, you and I were talking, but it was like ooh or ah.
Yeah, we were reacting.
Damn,
we weren't talking. We were reacting. But there were literally people right on my half who were actually just talking during the entire, not the entire movie, but there were so many parts where like, oh my god, like I can't believe that happened. Like,
oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
But like every Saw movie plays the Saw theme that as soon as that happened, this was a given. It was a given. Everyone like, oh no, it's a trap again. But of course, I was trying to get back.
Like that,
at
I'm
the
okay
people
with.
We're talking. Yeah, but I was trying to get back at them. So when the Saw music started playing, I was going like, I was trying to get back at the people talking.
I don't think they cared, but yeah,
they did not care
whatsoever. Yeah, I don't think they give a shit. They're like, okay, this guy's really hyped about this. Like, cool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's just, yeah, and I mean, like, I've had experiences of people talking during a movie beforehand. Like, even I got accused of it a couple of times by my parents, but I'm like, but at least I'm fucking whispering, At least.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going so quiet that my fucking mic can't pick it up. Like, come on.
Yeah, because when we went to go see Nosferatu, I had a cough. So the entire movie, I felt it in my throat. Where I just had to, but I only did like 3 times because there was like a girl right next to me, and I was like, I do not want to ruin this for her. This is like she was here by herself. I'm like, I don't want to make her feel uncomfortable that there's this guy won't stop coughing the entire movie. So I literally was fighting coughs the entire Nosferatu movie.
That explains why you looked uncomfortable as all hell. Okay, I was curious. I was like, was the movie just making you that uncomfortable?
No, I was just like, it was right here in my throat, and I could just
right in the throat. Oh,
yeah.
Oh man.
But a couple of times I just had to like.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So.
So uncomfortable.
You're fighting back a cough the whole time. That cough was sneaking up on you.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. Oh man, what's funny is, like a perfect example of, I let it slide when there's a young kid. I went and saw Into the Spider-Verse in theaters. I remember seeing that because everybody's like, "Dude, you got to go see this." I'm like, "Okay, fine, whatever." So I finally go and watch it, and there's a kid maybe 2 or 3 seats off to the side and behind me, and I could tell he was a little kid because there was a point where, spoiler alert for Into the Spider-Verse, when that world's Peter Parker dies, like the kid goes, "Dad, why is Spider-Man dead?" And I just chuckled. I was like, "Oh, that's cute," I was like, ah. And I just chuckled to myself. I'm like, yeah, exactly. So like, I literally chuckled to myself. I'm like, it's because that's what happens in the comics for Miles Morales, and it's just. Yeah, I gave that. Plus, I was having a good time with the movie anyways, and he only asked like 2 or 3 questions throughout the whole movie. I'm like, okay, that's a good enough kid. Like, I understand that.
And it's kind of wholesome too, the fact that he was just curious about what was going on.
Yeah, he was just curious what was going on. I'm like, all right, that's good,
At least he wasn't climbing on seats and going. to other people.
Yeah.
At least he wasn't doing
Or
that.
he had an actual tarantula in his hand. Yeah!
Exactly. Exactly. At least he wasn't doing that.
Yeah, exactly. So, I honestly, here's the thing, especially with the phone etiquette. Like, the phone etiquette is the worst one that I always run into. I always run into a phone etiquette problem anytime I go to a movie. At least 9 times out of 10. There's been a couple movies where I never ran into that problem, but 9 times out of 10 I do run into that problem. So, in my opinion, like, everybody's like, oh, well, what are you going to do about it? It's not like you can take people's phones. I'm like, well, technically it is a private establishment. They could set up a rule.
They could.
Just saying.
I mean, at the beginning of every AMC, they always say silence your phones.
Well, yeah, they do, but that's different. You can tell people to do that, and they're not going to fucking do it. Have I ever run into the issue where somebody answered a phone call in the movie and was like, "Oh no, I ain't doing anything. What's up?" Like, no, I've never.
Yeah, I'm just in the movie theater. I can talk.
Yeah,
I think I might have run into that like once, maybe once, but it never happened after that. I don't know.
Or at the very least, if I've seen people answer their phone, they like quickly duck out of the theater. Another good example: somebody brought their kid it was like a baby to some screening. I forget what movie it was, and I'm like, why the fuck are you bringing your baby to this? Like, if you need to see it that bad, either get a sitter or just go on a different time or wait till it's on streaming. Like, that's like, whenever I have a young kid, whenever I do, I'm not taking them to a movie theater. You fucking kidding me?
Yeah, no.
By the point that they can hold their bladder and they can know how to act in a movie theater, that's when I will take a damn kid to a movie theater.
Mm-hmm.
So that's, like 4 and up. I think that's fair. Sure, whatever, right? But yeah. No, it's just, and what's crazy is she had to leave like halfway through the movie. I forget what movie it was. I just remember that. I'm like, why the fuck are you taking your kid to this? This is, you know what it was? It was a horror movie. I forget what horror movie it was, but I remember seeing it. I'm like, why the fuck are you bringing your kid here? Like, what the fuck is this?
You should have told that to her. You should have said that to her.
She was in the middle section where like all the handicap seating was, and I was like towards the back. There was no way I was gonna stand up and yell. Yeah. So, one instance I did run into.
Why did you bring your child here?
Man, why did you bring a baby to a horror movie in the middle of a movie?
It's rated R.
Yeah.
This is rated R, not rated G. Please leave.
No.
P. Diddy is in the film. Why did you bring it?
So one example I do have it's not like a bad example, nor is it a good example of like lack of theater etiquette. It's more of a reaction thing. It's similar to like whenever Benji and I was seeing Saw, we're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
So I went and saw It Chapter 1 in theaters by myself, right? Went to go see it. I was sitting in the front row because I was all excited. I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm going to watch this movie. And this is my first time watching it. Like, I saw it twice in theaters, but I was gonna go watch it again. But anyways, I saw it the first time, and there was this lady next to me. Now, of course, she was doing the typical thing, like she brought a blanket and a pillow. I'm like, all right, I guess it's a 2-hour person.
Yeah, it's a 2-hour movie. The theater's always cold. Yeah, I have no breath about that. Come comfortable. I never.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, hell, if you sneak food in there, that's fine. Just don't make it noise. That's all I ask.
We do.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Yeah, well, we sneak candy. There's a difference.
Yeah.
We don't sneak food.
Okay.
We sneak candy.
Okay, yeah.
So, anyways, so what's funny is there's a scene. It's right after Beth knocks her dad out with the toilet lid. And I immediately knew. I'm like, okay, I can count this out loud whenever the fucking jump scare is going to come. I literally went, 3, 2... Like, I'm quiet, but I'm like... And she turns around, oh my god, it's Pennywise. And this lady that was sitting next to me, she was very nice, by the way. Like, I talked to her before and after. But I chuckled because she's like, oh my goodness. I'm like, have you not watched a horror movie before? Anytime the movie goes quiet after like a really intense scene, there's going to be a jump scare. Like, I was so tempted to say that. I'm like, have you not?
Maybe not.
Maybe not. Exactly. So I wasn't going to be an asshole. But I just like, I was looking at her. I was like, I just rolled my eyes. I was like, whatever. So it's kind of a funny example. She's like, oh, sweet Jesus. I'm like,
I mean, when we went to go see Renfield, everyone was going crazy during the fight scene at the apartment. Everyone was going crazy, yeah.
The high rise, yeah. A lot of
Yeah.
people were doing reaction stuff though. That movie was fun. I really enjoyed that movie.
Yeah, no one was talking. Everyone was like having fun, screaming, laughing,
Nobody was
cringing
really
at that
on
scene.
nobody was really on their phone from what I remember. I mean, if they were behind us. We were in the middle of the theater, so
Yeah,
that was a fun experience. I really had fun with
it
that.
was a fun experience. Yeah.
Yeah. Dalton, do you have any bad experiences with theater etiquette?
Well,
Other than
nothing
you trying to talk to me?
Yeah, of course. I mean,
Smacking
I always
the
try
shit
to
out of you.
sneak. I always try to sneak in my mind or any questions I have. Like when we went to see Godzilla and Kong,
Yeah.
I'm like, most of the stuff I didn't even get. Like how, like I was thinking, how in the world, like where did this, is this like a flying bug come from? Like that didn't make sense to me because
yeah.
I'm like, what in the world? What is this? Because
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with that. I'm familiar with the old school Japanese Godzilla. Like that's what
and
I'm
Mothra
familiar
is a
with.
part of that. It's just part of the more niche stuff. Yeah, like Mothra was originally a villain, then it became an ally. It goes back and forth all the time.
Yeah. And then Christian and I also watched the 2023 Godzilla. But in terms of
Godzilla -1.
yeah, that
That's
one was really good.
Toho, Toho. That he and I went and saw that in theaters actually.
Yep.
And that actually almost got me tear up a little bit. That's really good
That's-
Godzilla movie. That's
an
just a
emotional
good movie in general.
It's a
That is
film.
an
It's a good
emotional
film.
powerhouse of a movie. It is a film.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so, in terms of theater etiquette, there's been a couple times where I'm just like, dude, like other than what I explained with my brother,
Yeah.
there was a time. Actually, I'll name two.
I'm not even gonna lie to you. I would have smacked the shit out of your brother for that shit. I would have smacked the phone out of his hand and then smacked him across the face. Be like, no, and I would have gone back to my movie.
See, my younger brother's been spanked so many times. Me smacking him wouldn't have made a difference. You smacking him
on
maybe.
the face. Yeah, smacking him. I'd be like,
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Smack the phone right out of his hand. But there are two instances. One of them, like I wouldn't even say is as bad. Like I don't even know if it's breaking theater etiquette. It just really annoyed me. But the one that I'd say is it was going back to the one Five Nights at Freddy's. There are these kids just running around. I'm not kidding. Like they had pajamas on. They snuck into the theater. Like they didn't even pay for tickets. They just went right in. And then they went in, they were just talking to each other. They're like, I don't know what they were talking about. They're just cracking jokes, laughing throughout the entire movie. I'm like, dude, what are these guys doing here? Like, this is the most annoying crap I've heard. And they're like in their pajamas and that crap. I'm like, how are you even here? How did you get here? And it was just a group of kids, just whatever it was. I'm like, dude, you're better than this. And then the second one was when I was watching Batman. Now, this isn't breaking theater etiquette. This wasn't like this guy screaming or whatever, but
Which Batman? The Batman? The one with Robert Pattinson?
it was the one with, I think it's the one with the Riddler. It's the live
Batman.
action one. Yeah.
The Batman. I know which one you're talking about.
And that one was really good. I thought that was a really good Batman movie. But with that said, I took a date to watch that movie, and there's this guy right next to me, just making these like grunts and these noises. I'm like, dude, I can literally hear you. Like, it's one thing if people whisper; it's completely different if I can hear them whisper. Literally that. Yeah. Literally that. I'm just
It's an
like,
old man.
dude,
Yeah. Like,
Do you have
I think
a
he
problem
wants
with
to be
me?
an extra.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wanted to be an
I-
extra in that
I've
movie
run
and
it.
practicing his grunts.
Yeah.
He should be in a karate movie. Should
We could be voice
voice act in a
actors.
karate movie.
Yeah, we could be voice actors.
Yeah, that annoyed me. I'm like, I'm
That
not
is
going to
pretty
say anything.
annoying. Yeah.
I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to be chill. And I had the feeling that he probably didn't even like that I was sitting next to him.
Probably.
I had that.
not,
Probably.
I had that feeling because he started doing that when I sat next to him. I'm like, oh boy,
Yeah.
So those were the two times when.
That's not really breaking theater etiquette, but yeah, that is
Yeah.
annoying as shit. That's
So-
just like breaking common decency right there. I mean,
Yeah.
unless he couldn't control it. If he couldn't control it, that's completely different.
Yeah, true.
But yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know his situation, but
Yeah.
he was wearing sweatpants. I'm like, okay, you probably
big
have something
dude?
going on.
Was he a big dude?
Yeah.
Yeah, bigger guy. Okay, then he probably couldn't help all of it, but some of it he probably could.
Yeah. Anyways,
Oh, well.
so how would you solve this problem? Would you say like renting just a theater?
That
Like
gets
how would you
expensive.
you
So-
solve this?
Me personally, renting a theater, it's not a bad alternative if you have like a good 20 to 30 people, but just renting out a whole entire theater, that's pointless. It's a lot of waste of money.
Overkill.
Unless you're like, yeah, I think it's overkill. But I think like a big way to like theater chains could change it is you either turn off your phone in front of an usher. And I mean, granted, yes, I know this is going to cost money to actually get people to like fucking do it, but it's like, you know, you either get it to the point where they turn off their phone in front of you, and if you catch them if you catch them turning it back on during the movie, flash your flashlight, tell them get the fuck out, or you give them a warning or whatever, right? Or
Okay.
an easier option, if they bought their ticket online or whatever, like let's say they have their little ticket that they got from the stubs or whatever it is, right? Or they give you like a sticker. It's like, okay, or they give you a bracelet or whatever it is, right? They give you a sticker and a bracelet that match the color. All right, give me your phone. And people would be like, well, it's an emergency. I'd be like, well, then, you know, unfortunately, you're going to have to wait till after you get out of the movie.
Don't be an
And,
emergency.
You know, that's, yeah,
Right.
don't be an emergency. Exactly. So, I think that's a good way to do it. But everyone's going to be like, oh, my personal rights. It's like, you're watching a movie. I think
Yeah,
you could,
screw
you
your
could-
personal rights.
Seriously.
We
I
came
don't
to
know.
enjoy a movie.
Yeah, exactly. You came
So-
to enjoy a movie. Don't make it worse for everybody else. And
That's the
you know
whole
that would help out with
bottom line.
spoilers as well. That would help like cut down on spoilers. You know, go back to where it's like, look, you either leave your phone in your car or you leave it in your pocket the moment we see it out, the moment we kick you out. So, yeah, I mean that's the simple way of doing it. It's like if we see you pull your phone out, go. Like you're out of the movie. You can come back tomorrow. You know, and if you get enough charges against you, you can't go to that theater anymore.
Yeah.
Right. The
That's
only
a simple solution.
the only theater I can see someone where it's acceptable for someone to do that is a drive-in theater. Like you're literally in your car and you're just
That's completely different.
Yeah.
That's more or less like that's a step above going to your own home.
For
That's
sure.
literally all that is. Yeah. So that's completely different. I'm okay with you using your phone in a drive-in theater. What the fuck ever, fine. I personally don't like drive-in theaters. It's not my thing. Just not me. But
still
yeah,
think it's
you know,
expensive.
I think yeah. So Benji, what's your solution to theater etiquette?
It's to play the not guessing game, but like play the waiting card. You know, see who's actually like acting out like that, and whoever has to get escorted out, that should be the person like banned from movie theaters. Like a no-fly list for movie theaters, no watch list.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I've actually
Not a bad
seen other
idea.
videos. Like there's this one video where this dude he literally just walks in a movie theater, sees all the people, and just turns on all the lights and leaves. So see, like
bullshit.
people,
really.
yeah. So yeah, I didn't experience it, but it was just a video where he's a clout chaser, just walking in to a movie theater, just going around like doing this,
My God,
and then just
that's what's
and
up
walks
with
out.
people.
I don't know, like
Honestly,
people are becoming lazy and they just don't want to work and they just want to be stupid and get fame and get money from that.
Mhm.
Honestly, like no
They-
one wants to
yeah.
work these days. This whole it's not even a new generation. It's just this whole new era of technology where even old people are starting to like dumb themselves
chase.
down into this.
Yeah.
They're old people are becoming clout chasers, trying to relive their 20s or when they were their teens.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, I think that's part of the problem too. But
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, for
like,
sure.
as far as a solution, we're talking about solution. But yeah, I agree
it's
with you.
it's
you know.
really hard because if basically it's just try to do that and no watch list rather like a no fly list for airlines.
Yeah.
You need to have a no watch list. of these people are not allowed in movie theaters because of what they did. They disturb. They throw popcorn. It's not just like having their phone out. It's just a matter of like this person threw popcorn. This person brought in a live chicken. This person was jumping over seats. Like that's what would evict someone from movie theaters.
Oh yeah, I agree. And especially if you're being outright disruptive and everything, I agree that should definitely be, make those people examples. Just kick them out. They can never be in a movie. It's a nationwide list. Same thing like you said, the no-fly list. It's literally a no-watch list. Like you can't even go into a local mom and pop theater. They'll know, be like, oh, yeah, no, you can't.
It looks like it says here you threw popcorn at a child during the Minecraft movie, so we can't let you in. Like that's a punch to the gut to that person right there.
Oh yeah. Now I will say, like, if it's if it was like a minor offense, like, oh, you threw a couple popcorn kernels at somebody, that's different. I think it's like, okay, you have a wait list of a month or whatever. You can't go to the theater for a month. And I think like also if you're super young, whenever you were the disruptive and you got put on a no watch list, I think like, let's say you were 16, I think you need to be off of it for like 5 years. It's like 5 years from now you can go back to the movie theater, but that's it.
Yeah, you get a penalty from it. Yeah.
Yeah, you get a penalty. I agree. I think that's a good solution as well. Genuinely, I think. And as far as like the phone thing, just like have somebody in there. And I get it, but hell, that's an easy job right there. Like literally, I'd do that. It's like, hey, pay me $16-17 an hour. Let me basically watch movies for free. But I'm also watching the crowd, and at the moment I see a bright screen, to be like, hey, turn it off or get the fuck out. I don't care which one you want to do. Let's do this.
Completely calling that.
Yeah.
Everybody. That would for sure get
That's
somebody.
What you're gonna do.
Yeah, that for sure would get someone off their phone.
Just pause the entire movie. See how everyone reacts to it. Oh, yeah, this guy was on the phone. Yeah, we had to stop it.
Yep, just Sir, please put your phone away, sir. Yes, you right there. I see you. Please put your phone. Thank you.
You're in a dark theater. Your phone has an LED screen.
Exactly.
I can see you. Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, my solution, as crazy as it would sound, it would literally be either rent out a theater, because you know that not everyone's gonna follow that. Like, you're gonna have assholes out there, like the guy who flips on the lights or whatever, clout chasers. It would literally just be, it would either be rent out a theater, so then you wouldn't have those problems, and anyone who wants to come in, they're just literally invited. Okay, you're accepted in here. I know you. It's an exclusive theater. Or rental theater, or it would just be literally own my own theater room. Like, that's it. Like, okay, it's all exclusive. And so
I agree with that.
Yeah.
That is to me, that is the only sure way I can watch a movie without any disruptions.
Agreed.
So yeah.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that's a good idea. So anything else, Dalton?
Yeah, I mean, there's a few questions I've lined up here.
Okay.
And so obviously we talked about all the
bad experiences we had.
Yeah, bad experiences. But what's one theater etiquette rule you think should go away?
Ooh. I can't think of one. Honestly,
I can't either.
They're very simple. They're very simple to like follow. Like, don't talk.
Yeah.
Don't text. Don't be on your phone.
Yeah.
Just enjoy the movie. I think that's a fair deal. Like, obviously, there's a reason they put that on before they put on the movie. So, like, I mean, like, I understand being on your phone during the trailers and all this other stuff, because they usually have the house lights on anyways. But like moment that the house lights go off, your phone should go off, and I still think that's a fair theater etiquette deal. I don't think there's any theater etiquettes that should go away. Like, there's people like, oh, well, I should at least be able to like check Twitter and stuff like that. I'm like, no,
you don't.
It's 2 hours. You're telling me you can live 2 hours without checking.
Twitter. Yes, you can get off your phone for 2 hours. It's not that hard.
Now, I will say one thing I do think that should come back is intermissions.
Yes.
I think intermissions should.
Yes. Well, here's the problem with intermissions. I think that would work for some movies, like the Avengers.
Movies,
like
if it's
a
3 hour long movie, I agree. An intermission needs to be going in. Like,
For
I would
sure.
argue Oppenheimer would have been so much better with an intermission. Like, I could have actually not been needing to take a giant piss as soon as they dropped the bomb. As soon as they dropped it, I was like, I have got to pee or my kidneys are going to explode.
I
One
can
of
just
the two.
I can just imagine the bomb goes off and then it's like all silent. Wait, why do I feel something warm under my seat? What's going on? I can just imagine that. Why is it wet under there? Wet, boom. You can just imagine that.
Yeah.
Oh,
And so-
in 4D, you can feel
Honestly,
the bomb.
I think if there's one theater etiquette rule, I think, okay, I'm going to be judged for this. I'm going to be really judged when I say this because Christian, we've talked about this before. Bringing your own food. And I know supporting
I think, yeah.
the theater is important, but I would rather save. I mean, I'm a huge thing. I love saving money. It's just bringing food. I would even bring my own popcorn sometimes. I'd just be like, okay, just heat up popcorn, bring it in,
I don't disagree with you. However, I understand why they do that. Is so you're more inclined to get concessions. I know that that's the main reason why they do it. And yes, again, like Benji knows, I know I've explained it to you. The main moneymaker for theaters is concessions. It's the reason popcorn is so expensive. It's the reason candy is $5 instead of $2. Hence the reason a large drink that would be about the size of a medium drink at Whataburger is, $10.
It's why they're
there's
also
a reason
adding,
behind it.
Yeah, they're also adding like memorabilia. They're adding like bags, Funko Pops,
Yeah.
T-shirts at other theaters.
I get that, but for someone who isn't as involved with that sort of experience, because I know people are going to be all up for that, and I'm like, that's great, like awesome. It's just,
Now, do I think you need to bring a whole fucking buffet with you? No.
no, of course not.
I understand
I wouldn't
bringing
do
a
that.
sandwich. I understand bringing a bag of chips. I understand bringing your own soda. Like
Yeah.
I get that element to it, right? That I completely wholeheartedly agree with. I think
I'm not going to bring a hamburger or a hot dog.
Yeah.
So-
I think you should ease back on that a little bit. I don't disagree with that, but granted, most theater chains they really don't check you anyways. So I mean,
really
it's
don't.
just no, they really don't.
Yeah.
I've only been stopped one time, and it was because I had a pill bottle in my pocket, and they thought it was candy. Like that's it.
Yeah.
I had just gotten a prescription. That's why I had the pill bottle. This is the one time I got stopped. Like I got stopped because I had a pill bottle in my pocket. I just picked up a prescription. They told me like, hey, it's ready, and I was on my way to the theater. That's why.
Right.
So I just had it in my pocket.
I don't think every theater enforces it to the same degree. Obviously, there are theaters that are super loose about it, but the rule is still there, and it's just like, bro, like
It's more of a guideline than anything.
Yeah, it's
I
more-
mean,
Yeah.
I've brought in I literally put in candy in my pocket as I walked in the door one time, and literally it was a manager by that. On top of that, literally he looked up, saw me do this, and he's like,
That's whatever.
hey,
just didn't care.
it's whatever,
He must have done it
Like,
when
they
he
get
was
it.
when he was going to movie theaters when he was a kid,
I've never met a person that never didn't do that.
right? Because when we go, I'm always bringing my vest where it has like inside pockets and really big pockets. So yeah, it's
Where I always have my pants, and I can always put in my back pocket, my front pocket,
yeah.
whatever.
It's when all of us are going. Yeah, I'm like storing everybody's candy in my inside pockets for my vests.
Just make sure he doesn't run, because you're just gonna hear. It's like, does that motherfucker have loose change, or is that candy in his pocket? Just. All right. What's the next question there, Dalton?
So, okay, I mean, this, I feel like, I don't know what kind of significance this would have on someone who's going to the movies for the first time, but what kind of advice would you give to a first-time moviegoer? Let's say someone who's never been to the movies, to the theaters, they've only watched, movies on stream. What advice would you give to them?
Sit down, shut the fuck up, pull out your phone. I cut your dick off.
Pretty much.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's totally fair.
What,
You know,
what candy?
if-
Just gonna show up like, what candy do you want? I got gummy bears and I got chocolate. Which one do you want? That's all I got for
It's
you.
just fucking Benji's gonna be over there with a trench coat, be like, hey, you interested in some free candy? Just, it's like, Mom, just.
Oh no!
Okay, get him. He spoke a word. Everyone heard it.
I'm pretty sure they're gonna come out here the fact that I'm standing next to a kid doing this with the trench coat on.
No, he's gonna do. He's gonna do this face. He's gonna.
Oh my god.
Gonna have the little tilt with it. Just.
Oh no.
I think another theater etiquette thing that I would point out is clothing. Like, clothing isn't super significant, but there are people I've seen walk in where I'm like, okay, bro, you have no couth, you have no self-respect by wearing that, or that they just smell bad or whatever.
I think
I do
smelling
think
bad.
Smelling bad is one. Yeah, you got to implement the same thing that a lot of comic shops do. Which is, if you're having a tournament, a lot of them are saying like, hey, if you smell bad, we have body spray, but you need to practice better fucking things. And
it's bad when they have to say it too.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, card games, Warhammer. Oh my god, they're some of the smelliest motherfuckers I have ever
What about Yu-Gi-Oh?
met.
Dude.
What about Yu-Gi-Oh?
Yu-Gi-Oh's
Oh my
pretty
God.
damn bad. Magic the Gathering is bad. Pokemon's like 50-50. I'll give Pokemon credit where credit's due. It's hit or miss on how bad they can smell. But if they're actively going out of their way to go into comic shops and like trying to like play the game, that's different.
Okay.
But Yu-Gi-Oh, Yu-Gi-Oh smells terrible.
I'm pretty sure I told Christian the story. But I don't know if I told Dalton or the audience. I bought a comic book here in my town, my local town's comic book store. And I bought it there, and I'm like, oh, this is actually a really nice one. It was a Haunted Mansion one, and I wanted to get the second one. One night, I go back to look for the second one. There was Magic the Gathering games going, because they had
Tournament
comics.
going on? Yeah.
Had a tournament, or just a game night where a bunch of people bought their cards and pizzas, whatever, on separate tables. Because it was that kind of comic shop where they had tables for those things, and in the back corner they had consoles.
Talking about the one that's over in Burleson over there. I think I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, they were the old one, the Sci-Fi Factory. Remember that one?
Oh, I do remember Sci-Fi Factory.
It was that one, yeah.
Yeah.
I walk up. I'm glad it closed down because of this. I walk up to it. The entire inside is completely fogged, just like you could barely see inside. And the moment the automatic doors open, whenever it's hot outside, and then you walk into a store and you can feel the AC just whoosh, just hit you. You ever had that moment?
Exact opposite. Yeah, I've had that.
It was warm, musky BO, just whoosh.
Oh my goodness.
Just
I
hitting me.
Can't
like
imagine.
wave.
That's horrible.
I'm like, okay, I can do this. I walk in. I'm just like, okay, I can do this. I literally just walk in and I go, it's not here. I sound like a Call of Duty red screen. Just.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
It was so foul, and they look like the kind of people you would expect. Just no shave, nasty ass shirt, basketball shorts that they wear every day to school, to work, to bed, to work out, to a hangout. The same basketball, the same.
Are you implying that these people actually work out? How dare you? How dare you, sir? They are pheromone maxing, goddammit.
Oh man.
They're sedentary. Is that the right word? They're
sedentary, yeah.
That's their lifestyle. How dare you insult them?
Yep.
I'm
How
kidding.
dare you insult them by saying they touch a weight like those manic gym bros? How dare you, sir?
Gym bros have more respect than that. They have more self-respect.
Yeah, most gym bros at least know how to fucking shower. I'll give them that.
Yeah, at least, yeah.
Yeah. No, I know what you're talking about, man. Those card games. I'm telling you, man. Ugh. Yeah.
I mean,
what's crazy is a lot of them they actually have to close down for the day after, so they can totally defumigate the whole place.
Yeah, like I get like you're into something and you're like and you're distracted.
Yeah.
Like,
I've never been to a card game place like that I've never competed like that. So just hearing this just cracks me up. Just the fact that they
Magic the Gathering though is one of the
oh my god
worst smelling card game groups. Magic the Gathering is terrible. Yu-Gi-Oh's not okay. No, Yu-Gi-Oh and Magic the Gathering are hands down some of the worst. Pokemon is like 80-40%. Yeah, or sorry, 80-20. I would say about 20% are actually okay. The rest of them are Warhammer usually smells pretty bad, but I would argue they're a little bit more balanced. Warhammer is not going to smell as bad. It depends on what type of people you're getting. But yeah, man, it's
I mean, is it that serious that you don't need a shower? It ain't that serious, guys. It ain't that serious. Take a bath. Take a shower.
Exactly.
Yeah, don't take a bath.
That's
Take a shower, because if you bathe, all that dirt, musk, and body oil is just gonna float to the surface.
Before I
and you're gonna
throw up, we're gonna go on. We're gonna go on to another question. Dalton, do you have any more questions for us?
Okay. So, should theater etiquette be taught formally, or is it something we should just absorb?
It should just be absorbed. Yeah, it's just a matter of common decency. It's like if you're going to church, there's like certain etiquette things you should know about going to a church. Or if you're going to an airport, there should be things that you should know how not to act at an airport.
Exactly. You don't run into an airport and yell bomb unless you really want to have a fun time with the TSA.
Oh, boy.
Of course.
Yeah,
there are people who have done it too,
Uh-huh.
which is nuts.
Yeah, it is nuts.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, like that's kind of the biggest thing. Any other questions?
No, that pretty much sums it up.
All right, well, then let's go ahead and wrap it up then. So, that being said, what do you think about theater etiquette? Do you think that we're just being a bunch of curmudgeonly old fucking bastards? Or do you think that we're on to something?
No, it's just that... we all grew up with both parents who taught us decency. That's the thing. And we had both parents. All three of us had mom and dad. They taught us how to act in front of people. You need to act this way. You need to be kind, not disrespect other people. And if you're going to go out in public, you need to smell nice, look nice. So it's just
the fact that you brought up the both parents thing. Oh my god, that was hilarious.
I'm just saying, I've seen you gotta have a father figure at one point and a mother figure to teach you gentleness and a father figure to teach you masculinity. That's all I'm saying.
I agree with you on that. That fucking killed me. Yeah, but let
Society
us know what you think.
is degrading.
Are we just being a bunch of old Zoomers because we are elder Gen Z, or are we being actual factual? If you say anything other than we're being actual factual, you are part of the problem. You are not a part of the solution.
We're talking about you.
Fact.
Yeah, if you don't like what we're saying, we're talking about you. You are the problem. Stop going to movie theaters.
It is because of you our country it's where it's at right now. It is because of you who didn't say
ones that
it was a fact.
vote.
Thanks a lot.
That
exactly.
you're the reason why we have representatives in office who are getting rich. Let's be honest.
You're also the
your politics are bad.
Yeah, you're probably also the reason why OnlyFans chicks are winning and us college students are losing. Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
You're the reason why housing prices are so high.
Yeah, you're the reason why housing prices are so high. You're the reason why I can't afford rent. You're the reason why I can't get a good job. You're the reason why everything is wrong with my life. You're the reason why...
You're the reason why your parents are divorced.
Yeah.
You're the reason why.
Yeah. They told you it wasn't your fault. It was your fault. Yeah.
It was.
What were you saying?
I was saying it's your fault that bag of jelly beans now costs $10. This whole bag right here just costs $10. Thanks a lot.
Jeez.
Yeah, you're proud of yourself? Thanks. Yeah.
You're the reason why you're the problem. Exactly.
Yeah. All right.
You're not the victim. You're the reason.
Before we decide to go against the entire world or whoever the fuck you is.
Bring it on. I don't care. I'm ready.
Hey, bro, I've got guns, too.
Right.
I'm ready.
There are soft guns, but he has guns, by the way.
I own over 200 horror movies, okay? Do not mess with me.
Bro, he's wearing a mask. You never
fuck with a guy in a mask. Yeah.
Never.
Don't question a guy with a mask. Okay?
But that being said, this has been a wonderful episode of Shad and the Resman. I'm your host, Shad.
And I'm the Resman.
And we were joined by Awsomebenboy, a.k.a. Benji. Be sure to check out Middle Mind Pictures. We will be, like I said, on YouTube. We will go ahead and put the links in the description below for both Middle Mind Pictures and Feature Freaks. So, that being said, we'll see you all in the next one. Godspeed.
Godspeed.